Hello, friends. First of all, I would like to apologize for not, producing more content frequently. I've been really busy. I was actually ill for a while. I was down with COVID, and then I got really busy with my own work, my app, and then I didn't have much time. But I'm back now, and I will make it up to you guys. So there you go. We are trying to create a chat app. you know it's basically a clone WhatsApp or Hike or Signal, whatever the Elon Musk app was. It's basically a chat application, full-fledged chat application we will be creating today with the help of React Native. And as I always use Expo, so we'll be using Expo, and we'll be doing it within half an hour or something. Yeah, pretty fast. So uh, say that. Let's get started.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100.
All right. Okay. Let's have a look. So we are at getstream.io, and obviously we'll be doing it with Expo. So we will be following all this documentation. But before that, what I would like you to do is register with getstream.io and get a free account. And once you are on your desktop, I want you to create an app, something like this: demo app WhatsApp. It will provide you the app ID and then the key and then the secret, which you will get. Once you get that, you will be able to create the app. If you want me to create a demo with Firebase or anything, just let me know in the comments. But this one is really easy. You can create it like within 20 minutes. So that's why I chose this one for my first video after I come back. Okay. Right, so let's get started. So first thing first, open up your Visual Studio, and as you can see, I'm in my sandbox folder. Once you're open, you need to first create an Expo app. So there you go, Expo in it. So I'm gonna be creating Expo app, and then I'll be naming it WhatsApp clone. There you go. Perfect. So while it's creating WhatsApp clone app on the, oh, there you go. It's asking me for an option. So blank a minimum app as clean as an empty canvas with TypeScript, or bare minimum. So I want to go with first option. So I'm gonna do that. And I think it's using Yarn to install all the required packages here. Yeah. So while it's doing that, let's go back, and then obviously we have to cd inside the folder which we just have created. And as you can see, I have selected the tab which is Expo. That's why everything is changed for me. So for React Native it's different, for Expo it's different, so we will be using everything inside the Expo. Yeah, it's still installing it, so yeah, we just have to wait while it's installing it. Okay, there you go, it's installed. So if I minimize my app, I am in the folder, so I will go and say cd WhatsApp clone. I'm in here, and then I clear it, then I minimize it, and then I potentially open the folder from here, and there you go, I'm inside the WhatsApp clone folder. This is my app.js file. I just go here, and then I say new terminal. So there you go, I'm inside the WhatsApp clone folder. This is my app.js, and this is my code. Okay, so the next step is to install the Stream Chat Expo dependency. So let's do that. Then let's keep it halfway just so that we can see it properly. And then once it's installed, we have to install all these dependencies which this particular GetStream package needs. It needs like document picker, it needs file system, it needs image manipulator, image picker, media library, sharing with gesture handler, reanimated one, safe area contacts, native SVG, all these important, small but important dependencies. So yeah, there you go. It's installed. So here, and then we copy paste this. So that's going to install all the requirement here. Okay. Right, some dependencies require us to make changes to our application for all functionalities to be available. Please follow the steps highlighted in our getting started guide. So if I go on to the getting started guide here, it just says that the additional steps is for the reanimated version, we have to add the reanimated plugin in our babel.config file. And for gesture handler, we have to import at the top of the file, and have it on top of the overlay provider, which is okay, which is not bad. So let's go back to our tutorial, and obviously that same step is mentioned here for reanimated plugin for the babel config file. So I'm going to go back to my VS Code and see everything is installed now. So I'm going to minimize it a little bit, and I'm going to open package.json. No, sorry, babel.config file. So babel.config file, and then I have to add plugins inside it like this, and I will do that here, and then remove the dot dot dot, and I'll keep the comment here so that I don't forget about it. Okay, so just keep that there, and then import a React Native gesture handler at the top of index.js. It should look like as follows. So as you can see that it imported the gesture handler on the top, then it registered app registry with the help of all these things, and then it initiated the whole file. According to this documentation, we should have our index.js file. So let's create that. There you go, index.js, and then just copy it from here, paste it here, and as you can see, it's doing the app dot, it's taking the app.json as app name, and then it's registering it, right? So that's your app.json file here. Okay, perfect. So this is done, and then the next step is, please also follow the step mentioned in the links below for corresponding dependencies. So we have additional installation for React Native, we have additional installation for image crop picker and camera roll. I actually had a look into these tutorials. Let's wait for, so it tells you all the different requirements it has, but for this particular demo, I don't think so we have to go and use any of these instructions at the moment. So it's fairly basic app what we are creating right now. It should be okay. Right, so obviously we are creating it for iOS, so we will be just doing it for iOS and not for Android. So just do yarn iOS here, run yarn iOS. So it will create iOS bundle, which is important as per the documentation, and then it will restart the Metro bundler, which I have started before, but you don't have to. You can just run yarn iOS here. Okay, next step, set up basic navigation stack. I'm sure you must be aware about React navigation. It's pretty common plugin which we use for navigation in React apps. So I'm going to install it as per the documentation here. Okay, so the Metro bundler is started, and it's running the Expo app in my simulator here on the right. And this is not the simulator, this is just the screenshot on the tutorial page, as you can see here. Yeah, so while it's opening, I really want to close the Metro bundler right now and then install the navigation, but I'm just waiting for this to open this app really quickly, and then I will just stop the Metro bundler. So let's see what happens now. So it's building the JavaScript. It's 50% already gone, and I'm happy that my machine is running fast and it's compiling it faster, so it's good. Okay, So the bundle is complete, and there you go. Open up a app.js to start working on that. Okay, perfect. So that's our app.js file, and it's started. Now Control C to stop the server, and as you can see, it is disconnected. Now I'm going to run React navigation installation wizard. So it's going to add the React navigation here. Um, okay, so as you can see, it is also asking to install npx pod install. Now this documentation is not well written. You cannot install pod on your default directory here. For example, let me, so you are inside WhatsApp clone, right, this directory, but your um, but when you try to run your npx pod install here, what will happen is it will say need to install following package. Yes, and you see cocoa pods is not supported in this project, right? So this is the problem. This cocoa pod cannot be installed on your root directory. So these are the commands which you need to run inside your iOS folder. Now you must be wondering, where is the iOS folder? On the left side there is no iOS folder. Well, that's correct, there's nothing, no iOS folder. That's because you haven't actually created one. In order to do that, you have to do expo run iOS, and that will build the app iOS folder. Yeah. Now it is asking you what you would like to, what you would like the iOS bundler identifier to be. Well, this is the demo, so I'm just going to keep it like that. So I'm going to enter it, and then it is going to create the iOS bundle. Now you can see there is an iOS folder here. Just for the reference, it's a M1 silicon chip machine on which I'm running this installation. Uh, I'm just saying that because a lot of people might not come across this problem because they don't have an M1 silicon chip machine. They might have a different one. They have an Intel one, and they can run the commands, fairly easily with Windows machines. But because we are on the M1 machine, that's why we have to do this installation first. Uh, we have to create the iOS bundle, and then once that's created, we have to go and run these commands to install the cocoa pods here. Okay, so the installation has finished, and as you can see that it is saying that the compiled Swift sources for normal ARM64 Apple, it has some error with the pod installation. And that's why I mentioned to you, once you have your iOS folder here, what you have to do is, okay, let me clear this up. You have to clear it, and then you have to cd into iOS. There you go. And then you have to do this cleanup first. There you go. It's removing all the files, and then install the cocoa pods again with the help of brew. Now if you don't have brew, just install it with the help of yarn or any brew installation command you will prefer. Okay, so it says that it's up to date, and then potentially just override the cocoa pod link here. Perfect. Right, so now it's installed as per my understanding. So now we can go and work on our index.js file. Okay, so let's go back, copy the code from this place, and then put it in our index.js file. Not index.js, sorry, on app.js file. So if I just copy and paste it here, so as you can see, it is importing React, importing navigations container, stack navigator, safe area text, everything. And it created a constant home screen, and then it initiated that inside the stack navigator, and it exports the default safe area and the navigation container in here. So basically, after doing this and running the metro, it should look like this. Okay, let's go and check it. So how do we do that? Expo RC. So let's start it. Oh no, It's not going to start because remember we were in the iOS folder, so we have to go out, clear this up, and then run it. Okay, so the metro has been started again, and it's building it up. Okay, so let me do a shake to my simulator and reload it. There you go. Our metro bundle is run and complete, and we have the home screen, as you can see here. So that's the home name of the home screen on the navigator, and this is the text we have here. Okay, so that's done. That's all perfect, and it's our app is running. Okay, so go back to the tutorial now. As you might have seen when I showed that we have to create the gesture handler root view on the top. So it says that as mentioned in RNGH documentation, we also need to configure gesture handler root view component, although the React navigation library already used this, right, as a wrapper to enable gesture interaction. So for this tutorial, you don't need this step, but if you're using the native navigation library like Wix, you need to make sure that every screen is wrapped under gesture handler root view. But because we haven't used the native navigation library, we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Now, this is very important. Set up test channels and test users. This is optional, but I would strongly recommend you that you should set up some test channels and test users. Okay. So go to your test app, which is your demo WhatsApp here on the dashboard on Stream Chat. Open up your Chat Explorer, not the Feed Explorer, Chat Explorer. Once you are in your Chat Explorer, you have channels and you have users. Okay, so let's go and create a new channel. So test channel 1, this channel is messaging, and then create. So there you go, members, add new channel member. I don't have any user here, so I can't add it. So I'm going to go back, click on user, create new user, test, demo, test, user 1. Select a role, user, create, and then go to channels, test channel 1, members, add new channel member, demo, test, user 1. Let's see, it's added here. Okay, now go back again, create another user, say demo, test, user 2, select the role, create, and then go to channels, test channel 1, members, add new channel member, demo, test, user 2, because the chat needs to happen between two users, right? So there you go. What you created is you created one demo channel, which is test channel 1, and you created two users, which is demo test user 1, demo test user 2. So this is what it was asking me to set up test channels and test users. We did that in the Chat Explorer. Now, add Stream Chat to the application. This is really important to understand. First, you have to initiate your client, and then you have to provide the client the chat API key. But it is suggesting us that we should create a chat config file and put our chat API key here, and then save that in the chat config.js file. Okay, that's not a bad thing to do. So for this demo purpose, I'm not going to create any folder here. I'm just going to create a normal file, chat config.js. But for a app, for a production app, I would strongly suggest to put this config file in the config folder, and then copy this from here, and then put it here. And as you can see, it's exporting the chat API key here. Now, obviously, you have to put your own chat API key. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to my chat. Okay, so key is this, and this is app ID. So when you are on your app, just to copy this and then put it in your chat config here. And then once that done, to keep things clean, let's create a separate React hook, which is called use chat client JS. This hook will be responsible for connecting the user. Okay, so we're gonna create a hook now. So let's go here and then create a hook, call it use chat client JS. There you go, root is created. And then we're gonna copy all these commands from here and then paste it here. So as you can see, it imported use effects, use state, stream chat, chat API key, which we created in the chat config file just recently, instantiated the instance of stream chat here, and then it got the client is ready state set here, and then it's returning it. Okay, so pretty simple, straightforward thing. Now we can add the logic for connecting the user. Okay, so obviously two things to remember: user object must have an ID, and then a user token. Now remember one thing: you need a server where you can authenticate your user on your app and then send the user ID with your API ID and API key to get stream IO via API and then generate a token. And once you're done that, you can store that token in the front end of your app. But because this is a demo, we can do it on the fly. So just click on token and authentication here. And then once you click here, you can see that it tells you how you can create the token with different languages. I mean, whichever language your backend server is, you can select. I usually use PHP, so I can select that and then get your token from there. Okay, but obviously we don't have that much time, and we are trying to get our token here. So what we are going to do is we're going to just put demo user. What was the name of our user? Let's go. Chat Explorer. It's demo test user 1. Okay, so we say demo test user 1. Okay, and this is your secret. So I have to go back and just copy the secret from here and then put it here. Okay, and once you do that and you put your user here, you have this token available for you. But this is on the fly when you're doing it for a testing purpose only. I wouldn't recommend this, but obviously for the testing purpose, you can do that. Okay, right. So let's go back to the tutorial. So now it is saying that for this tutorial, we will be saving the chat API key, chat user ID, chat user token, and chat user name here. Okay, right. What did we name our user? Did we name something? I think the ID is demo test user 1, but we didn't. Oh, the name is also same. Okay, so let's first, because we copied the token, so let's first put the token here and then go back here, copy this whole code and put it here. And then obviously the chat API key is there, so we're gonna place it. The chat user ID for us is demo test user 1. So demo test user 1, and that is the username. Okay, and then this is our token. Obviously I'm going to delete this app later on, so there you go. So this is the whole config file, chat config file created. Okay, so there we go. And now we can use these configs to connect the user to the chat. Now remember the hook we created with the chat client. What we have to do is we just have to copy all these things here. I'll explain you what it is. So I'll go to use chat client and copy paste here. Okay, let's have a quick look what it is. First thing, imports use effect use state. You already know how it is, what it is for. Stream chat import. Then you have all the four values we saved in the chat config. It's there. Now you created a user object where you provided the ID of the user and the name of the user coming from the config file. Initiated the instance with the help of chat API key. You have the chat client here. Then using the use chat client, which is coming from, sorry, we created it. It's a hook, right? Yeah. So uh, we create a state called client is ready, and then set client is ready, set it false. Under the use effect, we set up the client. It's a asynchronous request for chat client connection user. Remember the user which we defined earlier, the user object with the ID, and then the chat user token, which is again what we got from the client. It sends us a synchronous request, come back, and then says, it's true. If there is an error, then it shows that this is the error and this is the message. If we get the chat client with a user ID, we call setup client, and pretty much it. We return the client ID is ready state from here. Okay. Now let's move to the next bit, which is now user chat client hook is ready to be integrated with our navigation stack. Now what we will do is we will use the chat is ready flag to determine whether whether to render the chat component or not. Okay, so we're going back to our app.json again. So we will import the use chat client in our app.js. So app.js, I'm gonna import it. There you go, imported. um, okay, my metro is still running, so close down that. That is imported. Now we have inside our navigation stack, we use it like this. There you go, client is ready is initiated, and we return loading chat if client is not ready, and then if it is ready, we return the stack, which is this one, which is already there. Yeah, so that's good. So let's have a look how our app looks like right now. So there you go, loading chat. You see, when I refresh this, so let me add a space and then focus here, right, on the time of the simulator. I'm gonna press Command S, and then you see loading chat, and then it connects with the get stream, get the user, and the moment the client is ready, it loads the home screen, which is this one. Yeah, so everything is working fine. Okay, so next, configure overlay provider. So the overlay provider component is the highest level of the stream chat component and must be used near the root of your application outside of any navigation stack, right? Now, as you can see here, that this looks like our app.js page. And then what it is doing is importing the overlay provider first of all. So let's do that. Copy this, go back to our app.js, import it. Now, as you can see, the overlay provider is coming from Stream Chat React Native, but obviously we didn't use it. We used Stream Chat Expo. So we have to just replace that. And everything is fine, still running. Now, what we need to do is we need to cover our stack navigator and inside overlay provider. So go back to our stack navigator and then copy paste the overlay provider on top of it. Still everything is fine. Oh, suddenly my screen reloaded. That's good. Now configure the chat component. Now in order to do that, what we have to do is we can wrap the whole entire application inside the chat, or similar to what we did with overlay provider, or we can implement it in at a screen level. Usually on a big app which you're creating, you will need the chat in a screen level, but for this tutorial purpose, we'll just include it on the top level. Okay, so as you can see that it imported chat also with overlay provider from the same package. We will do the same, and we will just add this chat client with chat client ID, which we have initiated on our index app.js file, and then add it there. So let's add that bit from here to our import, and then we need the chat client. I think we already have it. Let me see. No, we don't. We need the chat client. Now, in order to get the chat client, we need the stream chat get instance, which we need to import from stream chat and chat config, the chat API key. So we'll do that here. We have used it in our use chat client hook, but that's different. We need it separately here. And then after doing that, we will just copy the whole block from here so that we don't make any mistake. And there you go. So refreshed our whole screen. Obviously, you can see now here that it's throwing an error. It's a warning basically that view prop types will be removed from React Native because this is an old dependency. But you don't have to worry about it because it's something which get stream developers are trying to upgrade. I have already had a chat with them and they provided me a response that they are soon upgrading it. So don't worry about it. So it's just a warning. Okay, nice. So that's done. Now what we have to do is we have to configure the channel list component. Now in order to do that, what you can do is you can create a channel list screen and then incorporate it here. I want to do it in a different way. I want to create separate channel list screen and then import it here. But let's first do it like this, right? So that we don't get confused. So let's first just import it, create it. So just after our home screen, just create another one, which is called chat screen, chat list screen, returning null, and then just add. So as you can see here, they have removed the home screen from here. It's a little bit red here in the background, and they have removed this also. So we can also do that same thing. So copy from here and put it here, and then remove this home screen from here. And if you want, you can remove this home screen from here also for the tutorial. Now, currently, okay, so it's still showing the home screen. I think it's not refreshed properly. You have to refresh it twice sometimes. So that's where it is showing us channel list now. As you can see, this is the channel list. You can name it whatever you want, but I'll just keep it like that. Now we can render channel list component with channel list screen. Okay. So in order to do that, we have to import the channel list from React Native. Okay. And then we can also add some filters on it. We can also add some props with some sortings on it, whatever you want. So I was just thinking, instead of adding these things up onto the index file, I can create a separate file and then potentially export it. Yeah, so let's do that. Or we'll just create it as it is so that it doesn't cause too much pain. So yeah, let's do that. Channel list, include the channel list component in the stream chat expo bit. So let's go back, and this is our stream chat expo bit. So I'm gonna add it here in the end. Okay, and then we can add some props, which is the filter for user. Now, in order to add that, you see this chat user ID, we have to also get that from the chat config. So copy that, put it here in the chat config side, and it's added from there. And then we will have the sort, which is the last message -1. So we'll create that here, the sort message. That's done. Now we have to create a channel list screen return. So we will do that, and we'll remove the one which we had before. Okay, so now we have a channel list screen which is rendering here, and it is using the channel list component from Expo Stream Chat, and it is adding the filter and sort props on it. Okay, so now after adding this, our page should look like this. Yeah. So let's go back to the app, resave it, and then see what happens here. There you go. You got your channel list here. Remember, you have only created one channel, and that's why it's showing one, right? So if I go back on the Stream Chat Explorer, and then create a channel here. So remember, we created just test channel 1. Let's create test channel 2. Again, a messaging channel created. And then inside the channel, if I add member, what's the name? Demo user 1 added. And then I add another one, demo test user 2. There you go. So we got two channels now, test channel 1 and test channel 2. So if I go back and then see, you can see there is test channel 1 and then test channel 2. Now obviously you must be wondering, what, there's no use of this list if I don't if I'm not able to click on it and go to the next page and chat with the person, right? That's cool. We'll go to the next place now. Navigate from channel list to channel. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to create a channel screen. So we can create a returning null channel screen here, and just as we created the channel list screen, we can create another one which is called channel screen, and then we can add another screen here, and we can say this is called channel screen, and we can just add channel screen which is written. Okay. So that's there. I think our metro is still not broken. It's just showing a warning, so that's good. Now as you can see, we can also add some navigation bit here. Whenever we select the channel, we can add navigation, so we can go do that. We can go to our channel list screen, and we're gonna keep the filters as it is, and then we'll just have this as when we select channel, it should go to the channel screen, which is our screen. Yeah, okay, so that's good. So we have it, still not clickable because we haven't actually created the channel screen. Okay, so configure the channel component. Now the channel screen will comprise three main components: message list, message input, message list, message input, and channel itself. So in order to do that, we again from the Stream Chat Expo, we have to include channel, message list, and message input, three things. So we'll go back, and then this is our Stream Chat Expo. I think we have to go to the next line now, because it's big. Then I think we have to add a comma here. So we got channel, message list, and message input here. Okay, still the app is not broken, still loading, everything is fine. As you can see in the channel screen, we have to add some props here, and then we have to return this bit, and obviously this is red, so we should ignore that. So let's copy all of it, and then just make sure that we not returning any null, which is this one. Now I'm 100% sure that it will throw an error with the roots params here, because obviously we don't have any props coming to channel screen right now. But let's have a look. It isn't. It's good. So let's save again, refresh. There you go, no errors yet, so we're doing great. So at this point, you should be able to make use of various chat features like sending message, uploading files, sending images, sending commands, etc., as shown below. Yeah, so this is showing us that it can show a message, it can reply with a thread, But also we have to see navigate from channel to thread screen, but that's the next step. Bit. So let's go back to our app and then see, this is our channel. If I click on channel 1, it goes to the channel screen. It says serializable values were found. Channel was circular reference. Yeah, again, if I open it in the terminal, it is a warning. Not sure what it is, why it is here for, but it is a warning, so I'm gonna ignore it for now. But the good news is, as you can see, that the channel screen is open and I can type a message. Hi there, I am here. Send the message, and the message is sent. The last message is shown on my channel list here. If I click on the second channel, again, I can send a message. It's pretty good. I can press and reply to this, thread reply, edit message, copy message, into the conversation, delete the message, all these kind of things. Then there is this button for attachment for pictures, where I can attach pictures, I can attach files from my phone if available, and then I can take a picture if I have a camera on my simulator. So guys, this is so easy. We have created a chat app, full-fledged chat app within 20 minutes. So that is how powerful the stream chat is. So I'm sure if you're creating an app with stream chat, this is like, you have saved at least 200 hours of development time if you're using GetStream. So I remember I have created a video, not to use GetStream without checking it. But I have done a lot of research. I have spoken with a lot of developers from GetStream via emails and messages, and I found that this is really easy. So I totally recommend it now. Okay, perfect. So have a nice time, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, just put it in the comments. Cheers. Bye bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100.